Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes females can even be LOLCOWs. So I got home recently yesterday from work, and I saw that Melanie Mac, infamous LOLCOW Melanie Mac, she made a video about how people are snakes because apparently she doesn't like the fact that they're attacking her, you know, current, best friend, Jeremy Hambly. Now, she doesn't explicitly say Jeremy Hambly, but the fact that, the way she's talking, you can tell what it is that she's talking about. And she's talking about how she does not like how people are targeting Jeremy Hambly. And to be honest, quite frankly, the firestorm that Jeremy Hambly has on him right now, it's self-created. But let's get to the video, shall we? A little bit of preface before we start this react. I was originally having I had a vision about how I wanted to do this video. Basically, I was wanting to kind of ham it up because she was talking about how people are snakes. I was thinking about doing, just kind of like a little bit of a haha video, a little bit of a chuckles video, talking about where, that it was a cabal of human snake hybrids that was infesting, YouTube and, Instagram, like what Melanie Mac said. But I was just too tired to start the video, because of work and everything. So I went to bed, and as I was laying in bed, slowly drifting off to sleep, it then dawned on me about how sad, ultimately how sad she is, how sad Melanie Mac is. And that's when the whole idea, the original concept for this react, where I was going to be talking about the human snake hybrids, it kind of went by the wayside, because ultimately, at the end of the day, what we have here is ultimately is a woman who basically worked herself into a corner. She worked herself into a corner, and now she is literally stuck with her own consequences. Let's get with that video, though, shall we?
Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about content creators and influencers and this, that, and the other who are actually snakes. And I'm going to be honest, it's the majority of the content creators.
Oh, it's everybody except for her, though. Her and her boy Jeremy Hambly. They are the last bastion of honesty on YouTube. Is that right, Melanie? Is that right?
Creation space. I'm talking across all different platforms. We're talking streamers, video creators, Instagram influencers, what have you. It's a very competitive industry, and as a result, it's very cutthroat, and also there are a lot of snakes within it. And this kind
Except for Melanie Mac, though. Yeah, like, you can trust everything she has to say. She would never want to lead you astray. Right?
of industry just attracts a lot of snakes as well. People who are two-faced and people who will turn on their friends for some clicks. And now,
Oh my god, you can literally see, you can fucking see what this is all about. You can see what this is all about. You can look below the surface. This woman is superficial as fuck, so it's not hard to fucking see what is below the surface. What it is, ladies and gentlemen, we have a woman whose boss, Jeremy Hambly, literally went to her and said, I need you to make a video that basically, without giving names, but make a video that basically makes me look like I'm an innocent victim in all of this. And Melanie Mac, being the little sellout that she is, she did.
some people are like, but what about you? But what about you? Okay, I would encourage you to look through my content and show me where I have resorted to trashing people.
You don't have to literally name people to trash people. This is the shield that she thinks she has, that people like Melanie Mac and Jeremy Hambly have. Well, if I don't name people, but I talk about it. I'm innocent. I'm not naming people. It's called subtext, bitch. It's subtext. We all know what this is about. She did this because Jeremy Hambly went to her and said, "Hey, your former friends at Side Scrollers, they said some stuff that hurt my feelings. Now I want you to go out there and make a video that basically shit talks everybody. But you also got to kind of use undertones basically for Side Scrollers. Don't fucking try this shit, bitch. You're not good enough to talk so vaguely. We know what this is all about. We know who's pulling your chains."
And friends and old friends and all that for clicks. Look for it. It's not there. So you could say a lot of things about me, but saying that I do that is factual.
No, actually, I would go even further and say you're a lot worse. You're a sellout. You're a sellout whore. That's what you are. It's one thing to go like if you want, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting to advance your career. From what I heard, this broad used to be on Side Scrollers. If not a permanent role, she had more of a guest role, I guess you could say. Basically, you know, Side Scrollers, I'm not saying that they literally made her who she was, but they helped give her a platform to get her image out there. Reports are that it sounds like that Jeremy Hambly offered her substantially lot more money, and he didn't want her to be on like a small time show or whatever it was. Like I said, there's nothing wrong to advance your career. You can do that, still remain, you know, respectful and loyal to the people who helped get you to where you were at the dance. If this woman had a fucking backbone and had any principle, the moment that Jeremy started shit talking, you know, Side Scrollers, you know, basically attacking them for their size, she should have been like, "Hey, these guys are my friends. These guys are my friends. I don't like when my friends shit talk my other friends." But what does she do? She takes his side. It goes to show she wasn't in it for loyalty or to make friends. She's in it for the money. And I literally I fucking hope and I pray for the day that it all comes crashing down for her and Jeremy Hambly. And even to a certain point now, Hannah Claire.
Actually incorrect because it's not there.
It's not there. You didn't see it. Therefore, it's not there. It's a DSP. It's DSP gaming. Holy shit. Like I said in the very beginning, even females can be LOLCOWs.
I have a policy where if I was friends with somebody, I will not be dunking on them for.
Yes, the bitch did just say this. Yes, she did just say that.
Views. I have people who I could have easily done that with, and who are part of the woke space and the cancel culture.
Wait, aren't you attacking people right now just by acting like this? Talking like this? Talking about woke culture and all that? I fucking hate woke culture. It's a fucking cancer, but you don't see me trying to act like I'm some pure pious individual.
And this and that, and it's like, no, I've known this. I used to be friends with this person. I don't want to do that. I don't like to dunk on people in general. I like to talk about what people say, but I don't like to gossip about people. And
okay, so are we supposed to ignore the countless videos where she would be in her car screaming homophobic slurs at the camera? Yes, because the internet never forgets, Melanie. You may try to forget, but the internet never does.
if people say something I disagree with politically or about video games or whatever, I will be like, hey, yeah, I disagree with this, but, you know, still hope the best for this person.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Look at her takes when it comes to people who talk about Lara Croft Tomb Raider. I'm not sure if she deleted those videos, but she is one of the most fervent, whatever the right word is. She is one of the staunchest defenders of how Lara Croft should look in her mind.
Thing. But in terms of like, yeah, dunking on friends for some clicks, no, I ain't about that life there. And I'll go more.
What the fuck is this video about? What the? I've always thought that LOLCOWs do not have the ability to see themselves when they're talking like shit like this. It's like when DSP Gaming talks about, oh, I never chase trends. And here you have DSP Gaming with RGB. Here you are with DSP Gaming with React content or politics or foodie. It's like they don't recognize that they are doing the same thing that they're talking about.
More into detail on why that's not smart. Because it's not just me being a righteous person.
Okay, righteous. This is something I wanted to say, even in the first, when I was first conceptualizing how I want to do this react. When I see people like Melanie Mac and Jeremy Hambly, I think plastic. I think fake. I think charlatans. Now, you're probably wondering, Jeff, what do you mean by plastic? Clearly, this woman has no plastic in her. Hell, even Jeremy Hambly made a crack about her flat board. And what did she do? She gets all of a sudden reporting to start wearing push-up bras, padded bras, to try and gain sex appeal to Jeremy Hambly. But anyway, you're probably thinking, Jeff, what do you mean plastic and fake? You know, she's not plastic. And Jeremy Hambly sure as hell's not plastic. You know, look, me and him share the same body type, ladies and gentlemen. No, I don't mean plastic and fake and charlatan in the traditional sense that we all know of it, you know. I'm thinking more of when I see Melanie Mac and Jeremy Hambly, when I say plastic, fake, charlatans, I mean like ideologically, I think that's the wrong word, but they try to claim that they are like Christian warriors or that they are heavily religious people, they're righteous people. I view Melanie Mac and the Quartering or Jeremy Hambly, whatever you want to call them, as Christian tourists. They are here to literally Bible thump to you. Hell, this broad even has videos where she reads the Bible. They will Bible thump. They will talk about their Christianity, how, you know, how it saved them, but they don't live the life. They don't practice what they actually preach. They are weekend warriors, basically. They are tourists, and when that religion that they so staunchly are part of, when that religion, if it ever falls out of favor, they're going to be the first ones out the door. They are Christian tourists. They actually do a disservice to legitimate practitioners of Christianity or whatever religion it is that they believe that they're a part of.
Which of course that's important to like not do that for moral reasons, but it's so much more than that. It's just not a smart business thing to do. But this is something that we used to see a lot on more of the woke left, and so then we saw a rise of people who were counter to that. So there's this counterculture, but then they started behaving much the same way, because this is the thing, is if you don't have God, if you don't have a foundation.
Lady, you don't have God. If you did have God, you would not be dressing the way you do. You would not be condoning a guy who basically makes a mockery out of his marriage. And yes, Jeremy Hambly does make a mockery out of his marriage. When Jeremy Hambly, your book literally states you're supposed to be faithful to each other. When your little book of words, and by the way, before anybody asks anything, I am not a religious person. I do not believe in God. I do not believe in any sort of divine beings. I can respect, though, I can respect people that actually do, because it takes a lot of courage to stand up and stand for something. And even though if it's going to put you in a fucking storm, it takes a lot of courage to do that. But when you have Melanie Mac defending a guy who would probably watch other men fuck his wife, that's that Christian, lady. You're not a Christian. You're a Christian tourist. You're not a Christian practitioner. You're a Christian tourist. That's what you are. Don't fucking act like, oh, I'm so pious. I'm so pious. I practice this religion. And now, lady, you're dressed like a slut. That's not me being mean. That's me being honest. Your religion, you're supposed to be more worldly, more conservative. Where the fuck is this conservative on this outfit that she's wearing? Oh, and by the way, you're supposed to, your book of words also talks about how you're supposed to be like faithful and loyal to your wife. How is it being faithful and loyal to your wife in Jeremy Hambly's case when he is walking around a Renaissance fair making sexual remarks to other females? Hell, if Melanie Mac was an actual Christian practitioner, she would actually be taking her Bible to Jeremy Hambly. You know, Jeremy, right here in this book of words right here, it says, thou shalt be like faithful and stuff to your wife. You know, you really need to start cracking down on this, Jeremy Hambly. We are good Christians. We're good Christians, Jeremy. You really need to start doing it. You know, she doesn't. She doesn't, because she is fake. She is a fraud. She is a charlatan. And like I said, you don't have to be made of silicone. You don't have to be made of plastic to be fake. You can be fake in ideals. And that's what this lady is.
You don't have a moral foundation that goes beyond yourself and beyond your opinions, then you're gonna mess up, because we all have sinful nature. Even those of us who have God, sometimes we mess up, right? So especially left to your own device.
Oh, and by the way, it clearly goes to show that the reason that she's with Jeremy Hambly is for the money. Because if she's not Bible thumping and she's out here doing this, you know it's because she has no other place to go and nobody else is going to pay probably her costs, her booking fees, or whatever you want to call it.
You're going to mess up. When you have your morality in your own hands, you're going to mess up. And there's a reason why. And you see, I noticed this connection with all these different spaces and opinions and backgrounds and all that stuff. So like ranging back from even like 10 plus years ago, it suddenly became popular because, you know, algorithms change, things get difficult. People, when they used to get a certain amount of views and money, when that changes, right? When an algorithm changes and it's like, okay, now you're forced to adapt. Sometimes people try to take an easy way out, which is shooting themselves in the foot, but it's getting them short-term views and it's not sustainable, but they do it. I've seen this on the very like woke left side in the gaming space. Whenever, if you remember, if you were on the internet during these times, you'll remember like even in the pro gaming space, the streamers, they started turning on each other. They started eating each other alive for clicks.
Isn't that what you did with side scrollers? Isn't that what you did with everybody besides Jeremy Hambly, who, you know, tried to tell you, hey, you are literally working for a guy who's not a great guy. You would literally take the bank. You would rather take the bag, or whatever the correct term is, than actually stand by your morals. And when you do that, nobody takes you seriously. They just don't.
It was like you all of a sudden saw the rise of Twitlonger, the Me Too movement, this, that, and the other. And it was like, okay, people started making allegations against each other. People started gossiping about each other. People started airing out their own grievances to the internet. And it's very odd behavior, but they were getting some likes out of it. And you even saw drama channels created as a result of this, because all of a sudden, okay, these creators are making so much drama with each other and publicly sharing their grievances.
I really have to wonder, because like I already said, we already know what this is all about. When somebody is as opaque, I guess the right word is. I think opaque is the right word. When somebody is as opaque as Melanie Mac is, you don't really have to like squint to see what the whole deal is. If this was not about, if the heat was not on Jeremy Hambly like it is, would she be making this video? And the answer is no, she wouldn't. She, like I said, the only reason she made this video is because Jeremy went to her and said, your former friends, they said some stuff that I don't like. Go do something. And she, because she doesn't want to lose that paycheck, she did. Whereas instead she should have been like, you know, Jeremy, I'm going to stay out of this. I'm going to stay a neutral party. I respect Stuttering Craig. I respect the rest of those guys for helping get me to the dance. I'm not going to betray them like this. But what did she do? She sold them out. She sold them out. She will sell out anybody if she thinks that she can make enough money from it.
With each other that, hey, now there's a business for channels to just cover gossip. And
isn't that what you do when it comes to video gaming? You cover basically kind of gossip and news and shit.
I remember seeing like just some random things back then. Streamers like going after each other saying, I used to be roommates with so-and-so and this person was messy and this person didn't clean and when didn't have our agreed arrangement on cleaning days and this and that. I remember reading that once and thinking, why are they telling us this? Why? I don't care. And you see that on the other side as well, because then you had like the counterculture, the rise of the counterculture, which was standing against the craziness of the woke culture, and it was much needed. But then, okay, algorithms start changing. Algorithms aren't favoring that type of content anymore. And so now they start to eat each other alive. It's like, ooh.
This is where she kind of falls off, in my opinion. She thinks that this is about money. It isn't about money, bitch. It isn't about money. It's about pointing out the lies that the quartering is spreading. It's about pointing out the hypocrisy that quartering is spreading. It isn't about the fucking money. That's the one thing that always drives me nuts when it comes to these LOLCOWs. Whenever it comes to LOLCOWs and they're being attacked, look at DSP Gaming, for example. I always go back to DSP Gaming because he is one of the biggest fucking LOLCOWs out there. When he gets attacked because of the shit he does, he instantly defaults to, they want to ride my coattails excuse. They want what I have. Because they're jealous because they couldn't make it. Sometimes it isn't about money. It's about getting the message out about how shitty a person is.
Let's jump on let's jump on somebody and make these accusations against somebody. And
it's not accusations when there's proof. It's not accusations when there's proof. Do I need to say it again? It's not accusations when it's proof. You know, I really wonder, you know, how much it could be, what her cost is basically for her loyalty, because I'm guessing it's not that much.
Let's gossip and let's look at this and that and the other. And that's happening on that side as well. It has been for, I don't know, a year or so now. And it's because they lack integrity.
Oh, we're going that route. We're going to be talking about integrity. Really, the false tourist Christian over here is going to have the gall to talk to people about integrity. The false Christian over here who is going to throw one group of her former friends or whatever under the bus because the current friend who pays her the most because he's a fucking gooner. Yes, he's a gooner, Melanie. You may not like it. He's a fucking gooner. He's paying her the most money. That's why she threw the last batch of friends under the bus. If she had integrity, she would have told Jeremy Hambly when this all fucking started, no, I'm not going to do that to my friends. They're my friends. You're my friends. You're my friend. I'm not going to do that. No. No, this is between you and them. I'm going to stay out of it.
And instead of just putting in the work and trying to make content that actually...
Oh my God, this is DSP gaming right here. Like I said, LOLCOWs don't just have to be fat, ugly, white guys. They can be females also.
makes a positive difference in the world.
Oh my God, she said positive! Get your bingo card out. Get the bingo card out. So far, she's used positive. You know, she used they want money excuse. I'm pretty sure she's, you already got 2 of them with that free spot. All you need is chill, and you'll have a fucking bingo somewhere.
They're so hungry for just the views, the clicks, the comments, the super chats.
Is it okay? Couldn't that excuse be used for her when she attacks people for how Laura Croft should be designed? Oh, that's right. She has integrity.
And it gets to a point to where it's like, okay, well, the algorithm isn't favoring what they used to do as much, so what are they gonna do? They panic and they turn into a snake. The thing is, though, is it's not a good long-term strategy, because really the best thing to do when algorithms change and all that is to figure it out.
Okay, so I'm not just I don't follow this fucking logic she's using right now. How is, because we all know what this is about. This is about the issue with the quartering. How did this go from the quartering to the algorithm? The algorithm does not, it does not decide for people. Today, we're going to instantly hate Jeremy Hambly. No, if I understand the algorithm correctly, I may be wrong because I'm not a technical person. But doesn't the algorithm simply just see what is popping off right now, and then it pushes it? If all of a sudden Jeremy, the people talking, trying to expose the lies of Jeremy Hambly, if all of a sudden that, people stop doing that, I'm pretty sure the algorithm would stop pushing it because nobody is watching that content that much anymore. I may be wrong. But I'm pretty sure the algorithm doesn't wake up every morning with a cup of coffee, and it's sitting at its, make-believe computer. I'm being sarcastic at this point, I'm pretty sure the algorithm doesn't take a drink of that coffee and goes, yeah, okay, today the new thing is we're gonna make fun of Jeremy Hambly. It doesn't work like that. Jeremy Hambly put himself in this position.
Okay. Make some changes to your content, try different things, see what works, and go for that. And again, what kind of message do you want to put out to the world, right? What do you want?
I prefer to put out a message that basically shines a light on lying pieces of shit. I'm not in this for money. I have a job. I do this as a hobby. I like pointing out people who are fucking disingenuous little shits.
To do is the content you're making, are you trying to make some positive difference in the world with it? That's important. And that can look different. Not everything has to be preachy or whatever. Some content can just be, hey, I want to make something fun for the world to see, right? So there's a balance.
How is sitting in a car screaming homophobic slurs making the world a better place? Like I said, I'm anti-woke because I see it as a cancer. But even I can fucking see the fucking just the bullshit in this. She tries to hide behind, like all cows do. She tries to hide behind a shield of positivity while using a spear from the side to stab you in the ribs. That's the way it is with these LOLCOWs. That's the way it'll always be. because ultimately, at the end of the day, LOLCOWs cannot take actual responsibility for their actions.
But just saying, is gossip and is turning on colleagues and friends and things like that, is that what you really want to put out in the world? Because whatever you start doing, whenever the algorithm changes and you have to do something different, that because your old content isn't getting the traction that it used to, whenever you do something different, and let's say that that something different does well or at least better than what you were doing otherwise, then you have to keep doing it. Herein lies the problem with drama content. If you make drama content and you get some viewers from the drama content, then guess what? You have to keep making drama content.
Or if you don't make YouTube your life, like I do, I don't make it my life. You can make content whatever you want, and it may not get thousands of views. It may not get thousands of views, but you don't feel like you are tied to it. You don't feel like you're tied to it. For me, I can literally, I'm making this video right now. I don't feel tied to constantly, that I have to feel like I have to make drama content. The next video I'm going to make, spoiler alert. I keep feeling like I'm mispronouncing that word. Spoiler alert. I actually came across a helpful video, a tech video I'm going to share, later today about working with OBS. When you are not tied to YouTube, that you feel like you have to constantly be there to make money, you are free to make whatever content you want. If I wanted to, I could make 1,000 videos about Melanie Mac. If I wanted to, I can make just one video. I don't feel like I'm fucking pressured to stay relevant in the goddamn algorithm.
Content. And is that really what you want to do? Because that ain't what I want to do. No, dude, I'm good.
What do you want to do, Melanie? What do you really want to do?
I ain't about all that. So even like my
What are you
morals
about?
aside, because I don't believe that's a good thing to do, is gossip. It's also just not smart. Because I ain't trying to do all that. But that is why I've seen the rise and fall of many channels. Because things got hard, things changed, and they resort.
Little known fact, everything is hard. Life is hard. Life is not easy. Being a content creator is not easy if you make this your job or your life. If you're somebody like me who can casually walk in, post a couple videos, like especially when it's, August through early June, I can come and post a couple videos. If I want to, I can come and post 10 videos a week. If I want to, I can post no videos a week. I've done it. When you are not tied to this system, you don't feel compelled, you don't feel crushed and everything. You don't feel like you have a burden placed upon you. Life is hard. And when you make this YouTube your life, it's going to be hard.
To the Me Too's, the twit longer gossips about roommates, the this and that, the drama with other creators. And they can't sustain that because the only way you can sustain that is to manufacture more drama. So you got to come up with more stuff, and then you're when it comes to gossip content, what is gossip?
Oh my god, she at this point she is literally off the rails, because I'm pretty sure she woke up that day, whatever day this was recorded. She most likely woke up. She didn't think that Jeremy Hambly was going to go to her and tell her to make this video. I'm pretty sure she was going to, she woke up. She is going to probably want to look for some content about a video game whose character, people are discussing possible revamps of that character image, and she was going to want to make a video shitting on it. She probably did not want to even have planned on this happening. So you could just see that at this point, the fucking the car is off the rails at this point.
Gossip is usually filled with, there might be some truths in it, but a bunch of lies in it as well. So you're spreading lies and you're sharing lies, which morally is wrong. But even beyond that, is it's just like you
You know what? I already said it. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record. You know what else is morally wrong? Being a Christian tourist. You know, I'm going to hashtag that. I'm going to hashtag that in this video. I'm going to put in the description, I'm going to put Christian tourist. And people are probably wondering, like, what the fuck is Jeff? Why did he put that in the description? You'll find it in this video.
You have to keep that shenanigan going. And also, most people don't care about gossip. Most people don't log into YouTube or whatever other platform to watch gossip. I know I don't. I see this all the time. I'll like scroll on TikTok and I'll see like some beauty influencers beefing with another beauty influencer, and it's like, I don't care. I just wanted to see makeup and hair stuff. I don't care about their beef. And so most people don't care. And so a lot of times these people will be making this content, turning on this person and that person and the other person, and they don't realize that they're making their reach even worse, because even if they're short-term getting some views on it, they're losing trust from other creators if they're like, huh.
Or just hold me, hear me out here. Hold me out. Nobody could hold me. I'm too fucking fat. Hear me out. Or maybe they're just interested in getting the message out. Maybe they're just interested on wanting to point, a light on an injustice that's going on. Melanie Mac and Jeremy Hambly, LOLCOWs, like I said before, they tend to think that it always boils down to money. I don't want to sound, I know it's going to sound cringe as fuck, but it's the whole Joker thing. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. That's literally what it is sometimes.
Wait, because I've seen it. I've been friends with people who I've seen turn to drama content, and it just immediately clicks in my head. Okay, this person has turned into a drama creator. Probably, like I'll still be their friend, but like I need to like not get too close to them, because it's only a matter of time that they're gonna turn on me too if they find it profitable. Because that's with everybody. And the funny thing is, a lot of people will turn on people for a little profit, like for pennies, for just a little bit of views. That's how cutthroat a lot of these people are. And I mean, that's kind of the entertainment industry in general. When it comes, it's super competitive, so a lot of people will let it corrupt them. But that's the thing, is like, you can't let it make you lose your humanity. I know it's hard to figure out algorithms. I know it's hard to figure out what platforms want on their, because there's so much more than just being talented and just being likable or making good content. There's so much more to that on platforms. The platforms want a certain type of content, and that is what they're going to favor when these algorithms change. And so you have to create what that wants. Like you see even on X, for example, lately, it's like, okay, a lot of people were just regurgitating a bunch of like the same headlines over and over. And then X is like, wait, we don't want that. We want original content. And now they're catering their algorithms to favor what they want, right? So it takes work. It takes work to figure out what the platform wants, what the platform will reward. So much more than just entertainment, right? So here's the thing though, and obviously what people want to see does matter too. But when you go into some of these more degenerate topics like gossip, you're gonna reach a certain degenerate crowd, and they might seem loud, but they're not many. And so a lot of this like gossip content and all that, it reaches a certain degenerate crowd, or it just reaches a certain crowd that like, hey, maybe they can recover and maybe they can do better, and maybe they can feel better. An insecure crowd, right? But it's like a certain group of goblins, and it doesn't mean I'm like condemning those people. Maybe they will improve and feel bad about these actions, right? But
Like I already said, I really wonder if Jeremy Hambly was not having the issues that he is, would she be doing this? And the answer is no, she wouldn't. Because this video is literally just, it was developed, it was made because she was basically had a gun pointed to her head, and metaphorically said, hey, if you want the gravy train to keep running, you're going to make this video.
Well, wherever they're at right now, right? It's just like there's people who watch this because hating on other people makes them feel better about themselves.
Oh, oh my God. Oh my God, LOLCOWs. LOLCOWs. Hating on me makes them feel good. That's what DSP says. Like I said, I swear to fucking Christ. I swear to fucking Christ that there is a library that these LOLCOWs go to, and that library has only one fucking book, and that book is the LOLCOW's excuse to everything. Apparently, it's Melanie Mac's turn this week to check out that book, because she's going through each and every fucking page of that book.
And it's, really that's why we need Jesus, right? We need Jesus. We can't resort to these kind of things that our flesh might like, because our flesh is wants to sin. And
what, shouldn't you be talking to Jeremy about this? Shouldn't you be calling Jeremy out and going, hey, Jeremy, why are you not honoring your wife? Hey, Jeremy, why are you apparently he's possibly having, same-sex relationships with a guy, possibly. Why isn't she talking about this? Doesn't the book that she likes to thump, doesn't it talk about how a relationship should be between a man and a woman? Hell, like I said before, she would scream in the car, sit in the car screaming, homophobic slurs. And now she's having the audacity to talk about people about sins of the flesh when her boss is doing so many of those sins.
our flesh wants to be cruel sometimes, but that's not good. So we need Jesus. But anyway, the point I'm making here is like there's a certain group of people.
Oh, what about thou shalt not lie? Thou shalt not lie. I don't even fucking follow the Bible, and I know that one. Thou shalt not lie. Jeremy Hambly for weeks has been lying about not flagging these channels. He has been speaking for weeks about not flagging these channels. Thou shalt not lie, Melanie. Fake. Plastic. Charlatan. Melanie Mac is a tourist Christian
That they are trying to reach, and those people might be loud, but that doesn't mean that reflects even a fraction of the population. Like most normal people, they're not logging on YouTube to look at that stuff. And so you really pigeonhole yourself when you do these things, because a normal person is going to stumble on a gossip video and they're going to say, why are they saying this? Why are they even making this? I don't want to see this. And all I know is when I see people gossip about other people, I will side with the person being gossiped with against almost every time. First of all, because I don't know all the facts. But secondly, I'm just like, why is this person putting this person on blast? For what? For what? And so you're going to lose credibility with a lot of people. A lot of these people who are turning to gossip, who are turning to all of that, they're not actually hurting the people that they're going after. They're hurting themselves. They're setting a trap for themselves. And it's sad. So all this to say that, yeah, a lot of content creators from a variety of different sizes, and a lot of times it's like that mid-range, I find, they tend to be the most cutthroat, because people who are doing really, really well, they're not making gossip content. Why? They don't need to. They're doing well. They're focusing on their stuff. They're focusing on the grind. So the mid-size or smaller, or they start to take a hit in views and this and that because algorithms change. Sadly, some of them take the easy way out. And
just like how Melanie Mac took the easy way out when it came to working for Jeremy Hambly. That's not fucking fake. That's fucking truth. That's not a lie. That's truth. I don't know why I said fake. Maybe it's because I've been talking about how fake she is. That's not a lie. That's truth.
They think it's going to help them, but they're only going to hurt themselves. So, yeah, this is kind of a long video, but I just wanted to talk about it. And what I've seen in this space for a long time. And again, it doesn't fall under one side. It doesn't fall under one political side. It doesn't fall under one this, that, and the other. It's just human nature. So when it comes to content creators, influencers, stuff like that, yeah, sadly, a lot of them are very cutthroat people. And yeah, it has been my prayer. It has been my prayer that that I don't let this space corrupt me, because when it comes to any type of fame, even pseudo internet fame, which isn't real life, I don't consider myself a famous person. The internet isn't real life. Yeah, it can corrupt a lot of people. So that's definitely something that I pray doesn't happen to me, and I don't want to resort to doing these things, and I won't. I would just rather opt out. But instead, I'm just gonna make stuff I like, and I want to talk about stuff that I.
Oh yeah, does she really look like she likes making this video? Does she really sound like she likes making this video? No, she doesn't.
I want to talk about and have fun, make jokes, you know, and anything from like my reels making jokes about the craziness going on in the world to just having a chat on a vlog like this. So anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me.
Do you really want to know what I think? Because I already told you what I think. It's the running theme of this entire video that she's basically fake. She's fake.
Today, I will catch you next time. In the meantime, go boom.
Okay. Crap. I didn't realize my camera was too far up. Oh well. It cut off the thanks for watching. My bad, guys. That is my bad. Ladies and gentlemen, this is fucking sad. This is sad. You can literally tell that she is literally, to me, when I look at Melanie Mac in this whole situation, this is going to be a little bit of a nerd reference from me. I am a fan of Star Trek, not the newer Star Trek. That's all shit. I like Star Trek, like say Deep Space Nine. When I look at Melanie Mac, I see Melanie Mac as the Cardassians. The Cardassians. If you don't know what Cardassians are, they're an alien race in that TV show. Which, ironically, if I remember the initial idea of the Cardassians, I think that they were also supposed to be kind of like snake people, like a snake race. Which is kind of weird because Melanie Mac herself is a snake. But anyway, I view Melanie Mac as a Cardassian, and by the end of Deep Space Nine, the Cardassians, they formed an alliance with like this uber powerful alien conglomerate, basically. But by the end of the series, this alien conglomerate known as the Dominion, they basically took over for a limited amount of time the Cardassians' homeworld. And basically the Cardassians were made slaves, basically, metaphorically slaves in their own home. This is how Melanie Mac is. Melanie Mac, she joined the Quartering thinking that it was going to offer her some sort of safety, a safe harbor, a lot of money. And now literally she has the rest of the galaxy going for Jeremy Hambly, and she's stuck there. She's like a disposable soldier for Jeremy Hambly. That's all she ultimately is, because we all know, you know, I know, everybody knows, everybody who's following this even a little bit, when the money starts running out, Jeremy Hambly's going to toss her. He's going to toss her. That because he will think about himself first. You think he's going to be like, you know what, Melanie, you've been a true blue soldier for me. I'm going to give you all of the money that's left, and I'm going to walk off into the sunset. No, he's going to do the Spartan kick. He's going to be like, bitch, you did not defend me enough. You're fired. And he's going to kick her into that pit.